So I just picked up a new GH5 and I thought I'd go out and take some test footage. So there's not really a whole lot of thought gone into this video, but it's just more of a test for me. And at the start of my walk, I came across this robin who, to my surprise, flew directly at me and started to just get closer and closer. Now, this little dude was super bold and was actually really patient and let me get right close to it and get some nice footage of it. It was such a little poser, just stood there all patiently, probably waiting for some food. I suspect that someone's been feeding this robin because it's unusually bold, and they are pretty bold birds, but this was kind of taking the biscuit a little bit. Robins are probably one of the most iconic winter animals that you'll find, and they're on the front of so many Christmas cards, and it's for good reason. They're such charismatic little dudes. Like, look how much of a poser this guy is, and he's just so curious, probably hoping for a Christmas treat or something, I'm not sure. And in the spirit of giving, he graciously offered a slow motion poo before flying off into the distance and ending our cute little encounter. So I carried on with my walk and just kind of took in the sights and the sounds and the smells. There are so many textures and awesome creatures to be found, whether it's lichens and mosses or invertebrates such as spiders, or obviously birds such as a robin. Despite it being pretty cold and the trees being quite bare, there's still a lot of greenery to be seen, and that is just so good for our well-being, and it's easy to kind of stay indoors every day during the winter and not really appreciate how much nature's around us. So I'm really glad that I got out today. It's been a while, being caught up with work and winter and just darkness, so the weekend's a pleasant treat. It was pretty cool today because there was so much mist outside, and I went to go to this babbling brook, which was just kind of overflowing and a bit more turbid than usual. You could see all the mist coming off the brook, and it was pretty chill. So after seeing the brook, I went down to the other bridge that I saw, because I'd never been there before, and thought I'll try and see if I can take a little bit of slow motion B-roll, give that a little go. And to my pleasure, there was a bunch of sheep in the field. The sheep were just chilling, completely unfazed by the cold air, and weren't really bothered by me either. Though there were flocking birds that were kind of getting a little bit spooked by my presence. So I decided to head back and just get a little bit of B-roll on the way. And to my surprise, guess who I ran into again? Yeah, that guy. And straight away flew straight up to me, probably hoping for some food. And to be honest, next time I come this way, I will definitely be bringing some bird food along with me, because the winters are so difficult for our native birds. Typically robins will only live for a couple of years, and an exceptionally cold winter's night can leave them losing 10% of their body weight. So it's really important that people like us feed them when we get the opportunity. And because British people love to feed birds, they're actually one of the few animal groups that have generally done quite well. Robins being one of the species that have actually improved in numbers over the years, and you can totally see why people want to give these birds food. Like, look at how charismatic it is, and why wouldn't you want to help it? Like, look at its little skinny legs. You can't imagine what it's like to be out in the winter, exposed, not in a nice warm house. So letting them build up their fat reserves a little bit and helping them get through the day is the least we can do. And despite their cute appearance, as many of you might know, robins are actually super territorial. Their territories normally range about half a hectare, and my encounter with this little guy ended because they clearly got a wind of another robin being nearby, so they abruptly flew off. So if you somehow came across this video randomly, I'm not going to really be sharing it on social media, but if you actually watched it, well done, and consider subscribing if you want to watch something that I've actually planned.